Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video by giving our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants, scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you sisters that are sincere, and your children, shalom. And then today's video, as you can see, is going to be building off of this video I got here from this guy. And as you can see from the title, it says, big changes coming to the United States cities this year, right? So we're going to watch this video, listen to what it is the guy's saying, and I'm going to grab a few precepts, and Lord's willing to be edifying. So fair use.
The amount of crime happening in some major U.S. cities is about to see a massive reduction. According to President Trump, he has just signed an executive order, and I want to show you this, because this executive order is going to establish specialized National Guard units to address crime in cities.
All right. So you heard what it is that he said just from the little bit of the video I allowed to play. But yeah, he basically said that, you know, they're about to establish National Guard troops to only deal with crime in certain cities, man. You see, and this is what's coming to Babylon, the Great America. And ultimately, we already know who they're going to go after, who is committing majority of the crime, or who in their mind they feel is, you know, doing all of the crime, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. You see, and Donald Trump is that cruel Lord, man, that the scriptures talk about. And I'm actually grabbed that. You see, this is Isaiah 19 and verse 4. It says, in the Egyptians, talking about the people here in America, you Babylonians, will I give over into the hands of a cruel Lord, right, which is Nero coming back, Donald Trump, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. And you can literally see the way that Trump is going about doing things, the laws that he's passing, that this man is that guy, man, that is ultimately, you know, ruling over the people fiercely, man. And this is only the beginning of what this man is going to do, because as time moves on, it's going to get worse, as it tells you in Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So as time moves on, the more we get closer and closer to this devil coming out of power, the more this man is going to show those horns of just how much he truly despises you Israelites, man. Because ultimately, you're the main ones that he's targeting with these military groups and all of these different ICE agents that he have set up throughout the U.S. to be snatching up Jake. I mean, hey, you're the main target of everything that this man is setting up, you see? So we're going to get back into the video. All right.
That is their goal. And President Trump has put it on to the right parties to get these people to be trained effectively so they understand how to deal with crowds, understand how to deal with crime and specific orders and specific situation. I'll explain more on that in a moment. But I want to show you this as well. It says that Trump vowed to make Washington streets safer. In one neighborhood, people feel less safe than ever. It says immigrants and immigration advocates say people in neighborhoods like Columbia Heights are afraid to go grocery shopping, show up to work, and go about their daily lives. But why? Why are they so concerned about going outside? We'll address that in a moment. But first, if you feel that having the National Guard in a specific city is going to help and bring down the amount of crime, go ahead, hit that like button, and now let's begin.
This is what they don't want you to know.
The police don't want
Salakia, brothers and sisters, Salakia. All right, Salakia.
Says right here, under the newly signed order, Hegseth is charged with ensuring that each state's Army National Guard and Air National Guard are resourced, trained, organized, and available to assist federal, state, and local law enforcement in quelling civil disturbances and ensuring the public safety and order whenever the circumstances necessitate. As appropriate under law, it says a primary mission of the National Guard is already to be trained and available to assist law enforcement with public safety, often at the request of their state's governor. This is where some are saying that President Trump is overstepping, because it's not his.
Right? And like the guy just said, he's definitely overstepping, and that's what's making him that cruel Lord that the scriptures talk about, because basically everything that he's doing is going against the way that the so-called Constitution allows him the power to do. You see, he's basically overruling and going over all that to ultimately to come with what he's coming with. You see? But like I said before, these are the times, the seasons that we're in, and we know that all these things got to happen because it's all prophecy. You see, and that's why the Lord has this devil in there, man, to fulfill prophecy and to do the things that he's doing to bring about these prophecies. So I'm actually go to this precept as well because, hey, this is that sword that's being sharpened, man. You see, ultimately to come upon you Jakes, man. That's what everything is ultimately being set up for. You see, this is Ezekiel chapter 21, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, came unto me, saying, verse 9, son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. All right, verse 10, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Right, it is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? You see, and that's the spirit that you got Jake and Eve in right now. Because ultimately all of these National Guard troops, they're going to be sent to, you know, Jake neighborhoods, man. You see, to the barrios and the ghettos. You remember what Trump said in that interview that he did when he was at that you know, that different meeting he had. You see, when he first issued out the National Guard to D.C. and he said that we're going to target the slums. You see, those are all of the low income areas where you Jakes are, man. And that's ultimately where these National Guard troops are going to try to combat crime. That's where they're going to have them at. That's where they're going to be located and doing the things that whatever Trump is going to have them doing, man. That's what's coming. Right. And like I said, how people don't even see these things are coming because guess what? They're too busy caught up and everything in their day-to-day lives, worrying about things of the flesh, you see, things that really doesn't even matter, man. That's what their mind is more so prone and focused on, not knowing that these are the things that are about to come upon them, man. You see, that this devil's about to come in like a flood upon you Israelites, man. But we understand that a lot of you just gonna get it when it's too late for you, man, right? It said, it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, right? This is verse 11. And it said, and he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened and it is furbished to give it into the hands of the slayer, man, right? Esau, verse 12. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. Who's the Lord's people? You Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, the main people that they're ultimately going after with these ICE soldiers and ultimately with these National Guard troops they're about to deploy to these cities. You see, they're not setting them up to go after these Edomites and these other heathens. No, they're finna set them up right in these neighborhoods where you got Jake, Pookie, Ray, and Keisha and all of these other degenerates at. And they're going to be, you know, bringing terror, man. Because ultimately, if he's giving them the power to combat crime, we know that that's a disaster waiting to happen, man. Because guess what? You're going to have a Jake out there, you know, that's going to be rebellious. That's going to be, you know, wicked or something like that. And they're not going to comply because, I mean, Jake doesn't even comply with the regular police. So what makes you think they're going to comply with the military? You see? And that's why you're going to have a lot of people getting put down in these times, man. This is what's going to bring about your civil wars, you know, your class wars, your gender wars. This is what's going to bring about that chaos that's coming to America, man. All of this stuff that's being set up is disaster that's just waiting to happen, man. Right? And these devils know that, man, because ultimately this is what they want to bring about anyway. Right. That's why it tells you in 2 Corinthians 2:11, you see, lest Satan, meaning our adversaries, the so-called white man, should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. These are part of his devices, man, his schemes, his tricks. You see, going after Jake, you see, Ordo Ab KO. They create the problem. Then they come in with the reaction of the people, seeing how they're going to act. Then they come in with the solution, man. You see, and they know that ultimately, guess what, that Jake is going to react, man. And that's what they want to happen, man. They want to push people into the corner so bad to the point where they have no choice but to react. You see, and that's what's going to happen soon come, man, because it's prophecy. These things are going to take place. So it says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword. See, so the sword, the so-called white man, is going to bring terror to a lot of you Jakes, man. You see. And he's going to use it via the military. You see, via these draconian measures that he's bringing about. You see, that's what he's doing, right? And it says, shall be upon my people, smite therefore upon thy thigh. You see? But like I said, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is using this man to do these things on the left-hand side because a lot of his people are just completely wicked, man. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is the one that set up Esau and put him in power to ultimately to do these things he's about to do to a lot of you jakes, man. Right? I'm going to go to that precept real quick. Because ultimately, this man is the sword of the Heavenly Father. And he's only doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Everything that Esau is doing and setting up and martial law troops and all of that, man, that's all being directed by the Lord. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. It said, "Oh, the Assyrian, modern day Assyrian, talking about Esau, Edom, the rod of mine anger and the staff in their hand is mine indignation." You see, the Lord's righteous anger, man. You see, because these military troops and all of these different things that Esau is about to send to all of these Jake neighborhoods throughout the U.S. Hey, the Lord is putting the spirit on this man to do these things, man. Why? Because we're in a time of judgment. And the Lord is about to judge a lot of you 2/3 of the nation of Israel. And he's going to use the so-called white man to do it. You see? Verse 6, it said, "I will send him against a hypocritical nation," talking about you Israelites, right? Because our people are hypocrites, man. You see, a good majority of them. You see, they say that they love the Lord, but then again, when you look at the way they conduct and live their lives, it's the total opposite of what the Lord wants them to do. You see, so as it tells you in the scripture, these people honor me with their mouths, but their heart, meaning their minds, is far away from me. So our people are very hypocritical, man. You see, they say the right thing, but with their actions, they do the exact opposite. You see, so it says, "And against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets." And how is that going to be done? By this military. You see, they're going to tread a lot of you jakes down like mire in the streets, man. You see, like just trash, like dirt, man. You see, that's what's coming, man. And like I said, the men of the Lord have ultimately been warning you of these things. We've been telling you that this devil is about to show his horns towards you Israelites, man. And guess what? You people don't listen. You mock, you scoff, you come up against the truth. You don't believe. So, hey, the Lord is about to, do away with a good majority of you people, man. You 2/3 of his people, I should say, And that's the time and season we're in, where 2/3 of the Lord's people is about to start getting judged, man, at a high scale. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to get back into the video. I'm going to finish watching it. But these things are here, man. Like I said, we are in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, man. Because like I said, once this devil really turns up the heat on things that he's doing, it's only going to get things worse from here on out, And like I said, you're going to have a few rebellious jakes, man, that are not going to comply, that are going to be, violent possibly. And I mean, that's just going to make things completely worse than what they already are. So like I said, everything that these devils are setting up is to, really to get a reaction out of the people, man. They want a reaction. You see, they want one of you jakes to buck up or to, do something, you see, so they can have a reason to, come down even more harder, right? So everything is being done for a reason. But ultimately, it's the Lord. You see, the Lord is the one that's controlling everything, man. You see, he's allowing all of these things ultimately to pop off and to play out in the way that they're playing, you see. So we're going to let this play, all right?
If Chicago, Illinois needs some National Guard troops, they say it's not his call to make. If New York should get some additional National Guard troops, they say it's not his call. Well, I want to keep reading this to you. It says it also orders Hegseth to designate an appropriate number of each state's trained National Guard members to be reasonably available for rapid mobilization for such purposes, and establish a standing quick reaction force that shall be available for rapid nationwide deployment. That's what it's saying, okay? Now, I want to read a couple other things. It seems very performative. This is from a former Air Force judge, advocate, and current law professor at Southwestern Law School. It says, but again, the devil's in the details of how they plan on using them. That's what I think is bigger. It's the details. It's how President Trump, or how specific states or counties or even the local law enforcement, how they plan to use the National Guard.
You see? And like the guy's saying, how are they going to use them? They're going to use them because like Trump just did in D.C. when he basically federalized D.C. to where you basically got the military over the police, that's what he's going to do. And the only way you can really do that is if you basically implement martial law. So basically that's what's coming, right? This is the prelude to martial law. And that's what a lot of these people don't understand, that that's what's coming, right? These devils about to lock this place down, man, right? And like I said, the men of the Lord, starting off with the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone, we've been telling people that these things are coming, mainly our people, you see, you Israelites, and warning you of these things, you see. But this is what people see ultimately building up in front of their faces, man. You see, martial law coming to the streets of America, man. You see, and like I said, that's how they got to pull it in, because this man is the devil. So he's not just going to openly say that, oh, yeah, martial law is coming to America. No, they're going to do it in a cunning, manipulative type way. And that's what they're doing. You see, they're trying to say that everything is to try to lower crime. That's how they're using it. It tells you, let me grab that. That's a good precept, too. This is Psalms. This is what you see him doing, right? This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, right? Because ultimately he's making people believe in their minds that he's implementing these military National Guard troops to these cities, ultimately to try to bring order, you see, and try to lower crime. That's what he's saying. And that's what a lot of these simple-minded people believe, because they don't understand the whole agenda of what these devils are trying to bring about. So in their mind, they just see it as, oh, they're trying to tackle crime and, you know, stop things from happening. That's what it looks like on the surface level. You see, but it's something way more sinister that's going on, right? And as it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart, you see, meaning his mind, man. You see, war, because ultimately he has a hidden agenda. There's a reason to why they're putting all of these military troops in these cities, and it's not to try to combat crime, man. It's a way sinister reason for these things, right? And a lot of people are going to see that very soon. Right, when all hell breaks loose, right, they're going to see the reason why these devils have set up these National Guards. And they're not doing it, like I said before, to, you know, help the people and to try to assist them. And when has the American government ever cared about you people, man? You see, anybody with common sense will know that, oh, man, this is something way more, you know, deeper than what they're saying it is, you see. But only people that can see these things, like I said, are the men of the Lord. Those who the Lord have given the eye salve to have the understanding, that know what time of season we're in and know that these prophecies must come to pass. They see the play of everything that's happening. The rest of these people, they have no clue of what these things are and what it means for them, man. Right? But like I said, what's coming is martial law to this place, America, where all of these states throughout Babylon are going to be locked down, man. You see? And that's what they're doing slowly but surely in front of people's face. Right? Because like I said, they know that soon to come, all hell is going to break loose in this country. It's only a matter of time. You see, whether it be the dollar collapsing, whatever it may be, but something is coming soon. And that's why they're setting up the military presence in these cities. You see? And it says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords. You see? Because like I said, this man always has a trick up his sleeve, man. You see? This guy's the devil. You can't trust him, man. You know? So I'm going to actually go to another precept that I got just touching on that. It's basically the same precept, but it's in Ecclesiasticus, right? Chapter 12. And I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, an enemy, right? Who's our enemy? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Speaking sweetly with his lips, you see, because you got a lot of our people that's believing in their mind everything that this devil is saying. You literally got so-called black women doing, things in Chicago. I actually seen a brother do a video on it maybe about a few days back, where you got women basically, applauding Trump for what he's doing. So-called black women telling him to bring the National Guard to Chicago. You see, so you got a lot of people that's actually believing everything that this man is telling and saying, you see, thinking that he's really, is doing these things because he cares about their benefit and cares about them, right? But it says an enemy speaking sweetly with his lips, right? So, he talk a good talk. You see, he can deceive you to make you believe that, oh, yeah, we're bringing these soldiers in because we want to, make the crime go down and we care about our people's safety, right? They don't give a damn about you people, man. You see, and a lot of you people going to see that real soon, right? For you people that ultimately trust in this place and trust in this government, right? It said, but in his heart, meaning his mind, he imagined of how to throw thee into a pit, you see, because that's what this man is really thinking about, man. You see, he's thinking about how to, ultimately to snare you jakes up, man. You see, how to throw you into a pit, how to trap you, you see. It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, man. And that's what Esau is coming for, man. You see, that's why everything he's putting in place is for a reason, man. This man is coming for blood, man, because like I said, we're getting ready to come into the time of Jacob's trouble. You see, and this devil's about to show his horns towards you Israelites, man. Right? Verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, right, is looking like he's trying to help the people, right? Yet shall he undermine thee, because this man doesn't care about you people, man. This is all going according to their agenda that they're trying to bring about, which is setting up this new world order. That's what it's all about, man. You see? And they could care less about you people's safety, man. Right? Verse 18, it said he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. You see? So like I said, this man is the devil. And that's why they're ultimately doing all of these things in which it is that they're doing, But yeah, we're going to get back into the video, right? Watch just a little bit more of it. But yeah, that's why this man is setting up all of these military troops in these cities, man, because ultimately, like I said, it's all part of their agenda to, have control and to lock down this place, America, man, right? And a lot of these people, like I said, they're so simple, they don't even see what's going on, man. You see, because in their mind, Trump is doing the right thing. He's trying to make America great again, right? You see, and that's what a lot of these people believe, but that's not what's coming. And that's not the purpose of what this man is doing. You see, because he's doing the bidding of the elites, man. And the elites, their agenda is to, lock this place America down, man. You see, and ultimately have everybody micro C-hipped. You see, that's what they want to bring about. But these people don't see that this is the play that's being set up in front of their face, right? And that all goes to them, mainly our people, you see, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, both men and women, because you don't know the prophecies, man. You see, you don't listen to the men of the Lord with these things that we've been telling you and warning you about. We're telling you why these things are happening, but people are not listening, right? So, hey, people just going to have to see, man, when these things actually do hit the fan, man. People just going to have to see, right, for themselves, because these times are upon us, man, right?
Any direction, they're not giving really anything. I'd be a little bit concerned, but as long as they're coming in, they're trained. And they're trained to do a specific task. We'll see. We'll see what actually works. I want to read you this one last.
Right. And it's absolutely funny that he says that, because if any of you brothers and sisters remember, that Donald Trump, right, he gave ICE, he gave them order maybe about a few weeks back to where they can use whatever means necessary. So if people didn't comply, if people were trying to, resist them, Trump basically said they can do whatever in their power they could to arrest them. So who's to say he's not going to give the National Guard that same power, that same, position of authority, to where basically if, you jakes out there, or any person that they possibly go after, right, and that they don't comply with the things that they say, that, hey, they're not given the right to basically to put you down in the middle of the streets, man, to just shoot you, to just, lay you out, And ultimately, we know these things are going to happen, man, because, hey, like I said, civil wars and stuff like that is going to come to America. And everything that we see ultimately setting up in this place with what Trump is doing is what's going to lead this place into a full-fledged, civil war, man, going to lead this country into ruins, right? Everything that he's doing, man. And ultimately, it's the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. At the end of the day, it's the Lord that's doing these things, that's allowing these things to ultimately take place, right? But yeah, hey, we're in those times and seasons, brothers and sisters, We know we say this every day, but I mean, hey, this is what's upon us, man. These are the things that are about to happen, So I'm actually go to another precept on that. And this is the spirit that we got to be in, you see, because this is what's going on, right? This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15, and I'm going to read to 17. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly. And this is what we got to be in these times and seasons, because anything is bound to happen at any given point, you see. Not as fools, right? We can't be like the people that are in the world, because these people are foolish. They don't know what's coming, man. You see, they don't see what all of this stuff is leading up to. You see, especially 2/3 Jake, They have no idea, no clue of what's about to come upon them, man. You see? It says, but as wise, right? Right? Verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil, man. We're living in some very evil times, man. You see? Verse 17, it says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And what is the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua? Ultimately to judge and destroy this place, America. And we're living in those times and seasons where the Lord is truly getting ready to punish this place through his sword, man. You see, which is the so-called white man. He's about to use this man to, start punishing a lot of you jakes out here, man, that are not right in the spirit, that are not right, that are just continuing to, engage in being wicked and being degenerates. You see, the Lord is about to put away and do away with all of that stuff, man. You see, these are the times that we're in, right? So, yeah.
Thing though, says the executive order heightens existing concerns that the Trump administration is seeking to use the National Guard and federal law enforcement agencies for political purposes, particularly as the president appears to exclusively be considering deployments in cities run by Democrats in blue states. Now,
Salakia, brothers and sisters, that's your time, right? You never really get too many ads when you do videos, but hey.
Get that. Did a video just the other day, talked about it. But the reason why this is interesting is because, yes, President Trump is pushing the National Guard to Democratic-run cities, obviously in blue states. But he's doing this because in the Republican-led cities, you're not seeing as much crime. Are you still seeing crime? Yes. Okay,
Nope. You see, and the reason he's doing it in the Democratic cities first is because guess what? He's going to take over those cities first because, mind you, all of the Republican states, guess what? Donald Trump is a so-called Republican. So it'll be easy to implement military in those states. You see, because everybody that's Republican that voted for him, they're going to be with the agenda. But he's doing, the Democratic states first to go and get them out the way. Then once those states are, somewhat secure or they got everything going in those states, then he could just implement the National Guard to the rest of the Republican states. You see? So like I said, it's all a play, man. You see? And really it's two sides of the same bird, man. These Democrats, these Republicans, all of these damn people all work for the elites, man. At the end of the day, and they're all working together to bring in this new world order. So, it is what it is. But like I said, these are the times that are upon us. You see, these are the things that are going on. You see, and this devil is moving, man. You see, and ultimately it's Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So prophecy is moving, you see, which is wonderful. So that's pretty much everything I had to say with today's video. Lord's willing, I pray it can be edifying to you brothers and sisters that may come across it. So with that being said, to the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.